Here are my 3 audience members. We have my mom, dad, and brother on FaceTime. Here we go. Okay, so I'm sure many of you are aware of daylight savings, the time where we do spring forward, fall backwards. And while it may be inconvenient to lose an extra hour of sleep in the spring, my goal today is to tell you all about why we have daylight savings and why we should always have it. So daylight savings is important for many reasons, anywhere from energy conservation to public safety. Not only that, but it also helps give families some extra time outdoors with the later evening light and just get some healthy outdoor activity. So daylight savings was created before World War I as a way for them to conserve energy, like I said, and make the best use out of the light that they had. Many sources, such as American Home Shield, talk about how when we use more natural light, we use less artificial light, which then leads to smaller energy bills and more energy conservation. Other sources, such as EnergyNewsroom.com, share the same thing. They talk about how more natural light equals fewer costs and smaller bills. So just kind of the same idea that American Home Shield was talking about. And then the Weather Network also talks about how more sun in the evening actually reduces the amount of oil and gas that we use for heating homes and businesses. So that just further supports the idea that we can use energy only when needed with daylight savings, which then leads to smaller bills and just helps out everyone. So not only that, but it also helps increase overall safety. Daylight savings has actually been proven to lower crime rates and car crashes. American Home Shield talks about how after daylight savings, crime rates drop an average of about 7%, with a larger 27% drop during daylight savings with the light-filled evening hours. They then go on to talk about how driving is easier when you can see where you're going, which makes sense, and it's been proven that we can save hundreds of lives per year when we implement daylight savings, which I think would be the smarter choice. And the Weather Network then talks about how evening rush hour is actually more dangerous than morning rush hour for various reasons, anywhere from there's more drivers on the road rushing home from work, there's more alcohol in drivers' bloodstreams, and there's more unsupervised kids, which all of that just kind of creates a more dangerous environment. So with the light-filled evening hours during daylight savings, we can help protect drivers and everyone around them. And last but not least, daylight savings is better for everyone's overall well-being. With more light in the evenings, people are able to get outside, families are able to spend more time together, and since most people are off work in the evenings, they can enjoy the evening hours more. American Home Shield puts it in a good way when they say what's better, only a fleeting moment of daylight in the mornings before work, or being able to enjoy the lights well into the evening hours. The Weather Network also talks about how recreation and commerce actually flourish in daylight. More people are out shopping, playing evening games, instead of being inside watching TV when they normally would be when it gets dark out earlier. And Procon.org actually shares that about 3% of people are outdoors rather than inside watching TV. And while it may seem like a small percentage of people, what's more important is to get people outside and moving rather than giving them an excuse to stay inside. So many people may be opposed to daylight savings for various reasons. The most common reason is that it disrupts their circadian rhythm when they lose the hour of sleep, which can then lead to health issues, so on and so forth. However, when you think about it, you only lose an hour of sleep about 1 day out of the year. So the other 364 days can be used to adjust and to get that normal rhythm back. Other people also talk about how daylight savings drops productivity. However, when I think about my productivity right now, having daylight savings time over, I am much less productive in the evenings because it gets darker earlier. I kind of just want to stay inside, rather than during daylight savings. When it's lighter, I'm more likely to be outside, doing stuff, being productive. So in terms of productivity, I think daylight savings time is a good thing. So to conclude, daylight savings time is good for many reasons, by reducing energy consumption and cost. It makes roads and neighborhoods safer, and it just gives us extra light in the evenings to get some healthy outdoor time, spend time with family and friends. So all of that goes to say daylight savings time should continue to be implemented in our year-round calendar even if you lose the extra hour of sleep in the spring, you can always look forward to the extra hour in the fall. Thank you for listening.